It's not safe. Before you cross me, look both ways. Leaving the scene with no trace. None in my league. You out of place. I'm not at the top. I'm outer space. Can't eat with us. We're out of place. I'm doing fine. I'm feeling great. You're not my fan. You can't relate. Straight talk going. It's not safe. Before you cross me, look both ways.
What's going on, guys? It's your host, your boy, George Mackay, and I'm here again with my
MiniHost.
That's right. And this is a new segment we are doing exclusively for Off the Mat Wrestling. You can find it on their YouTube page, Off the Mat Wrestling. And this is going to be called The Host and the MiniHost Top 5. That's where we're going to discuss top 5 things throughout the world of wrestling during the previous week. This will air every Friday, time to be determined, but it'll drop every Friday. And we'll discuss everything from WWE to Impact to AEW to MLW to anything we choose to. But this particular episode, we're going to focus on WrestleMania 37. Before we do that, though, you can see I'm wearing this sexy looking hat. This is from Square Circle Apparel. We are the brand ambassador for Square Circle Apparel. So be sure to check out their awesome line of hoodies, hats, workout gear, all that kind of stuff. No off season over there. No off season over here at Straight Talk. We keep the content coming. And if you want to save 10% on your order, all you got to do is punch in the code Straight Talk. That's right, Straight Talk on the Squared Circle Apparel. You'll see it at the bottom right here on this little graphic that I'm putting up right now. And it's saves you 10% off your order. So check them out. They're a great, great company. And I'm honored and proud to be affiliated with them. Straight Talk family is proud to be affiliated with them. Now, our top 5 for this week, WrestleMania 37. First thing we obviously want to discuss, I know you want to discuss it, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, the title match. I've stated it on wax a few times. The build to this match was not the greatest. Both girls need mic work.
Yeah.
In spite what you may think, I know they do need mic work. But the match itself delivered on a grand scale. The story that was told. One thing I will say about it quickly before I pass over to you, Sasha Banks is very selfless. She did a great job of putting Bianca Belair over. She took that hair whip like a champ. We all saw the cut to the skin. It was crazy. It's a great match, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for Bianca Belair in her first major WWE title run. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think Bianca did deserve the title, but Sasha should have won, in my opinion, because Sasha is way better than everybody else. Okay. And yeah, so I feel like Sasha should have won, but it's good for Bianca. So
you're okay with it? You're bitter about it? You're not bitter. Are you bitter?
I have mixed emotions.
She's bitter. She's bitter about it. All right. And the second thing we're going to take away is, since we're on the women's train, we might as well keep the women's train going. Asuka and Rhea Ripley. The match was so-so. Rhea Ripley won. The build was very quick, mind you, because literally they had 2 weeks to build this match leading into WrestleMania. But for what it was great to see Rhea Ripley take the title from Asuka. I think Asuka had a great run this time around with the Raw Women's Championship, and the future is going to be bright for her. As always, we all know Asuka is fantastic. I'm excited to see what Rhea Ripley does with her reign in her her second major WWE title. She was the NXT champ. And I think this is vindication from last year's WrestleMania when Charlotte kind of took the NXT title from her.
Yeah.
She wins it off Baszler in awesome fashion, finally dethrones to the Queen of Spades, only to lose to Charlotte Flair. What's your major takeaway from Asuka versus Rhea Ripley?
I'm actually really happy that Rhea Ripley won. I think she deserved the title, and I like her character and stuff. Asuka,
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. But what do you think about the next night on Raw? Because we watched Raw the next night, and Rhea Ripley cut a promo saying she had to prove she needs to be ready for Asuka. But didn't she do that the previous night at WrestleMania when she won the title? Yeah, it confused me too. WWE, get your promo people in line, okay? Promo people in line. And so the third thing we want to talk about, I'm actually going to scrap one of the things. We were going to talk about Big E, but I actually want to talk about the releases from today. I don't know if you're aware, but on my way home from work, I heard about a couple of releases. WWE did kind of a spring cleaning. It seems to be an annual thing now after WrestleMania. They did it last year. Now they did it this year. So a couple of the big names that were released: Samoa Joe, gone.
Oh, wow.
Chelsea Green, Matt Cordera's fiance, she's gone. Peyton Royce.
Oh, she's gone?
Billie Kay. Yep, they've been released. Bo Dallas, which is, the Fiend's brother, real life brother. Okay. He's been released. And Tucker, one half of formerly Heavy Machinery. They've been released. So with all these names, and there's still more that are being speculated, but nothing's factual. But with all these names that have been released, who's the one that you're going to miss the most out of all these releases that I just mentioned?
Billie Kay, because she's like hilarious, and Peyton Royce because they were like probably one of the funniest tag teams together.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I don't wish they would have broken them up. I wish they would have kept them together
Yeah.
because there wasn't too many actual, tag teams that came up together. There's a lot of throwing together tag teams, much like the number one contenders, which were Naughty and Tamina Snuka
yeah.
from WrestleMania. But best of luck to everyone that was released today. We know you're all going to find spots somewhere in the world because you're all very talented in your own separate ways. The big one I'm excited to see what's next is Samoa Joe. I think his WWE main roster run was subpar. His NXT run was great, but his main roster run was very subpar at best. And I hope Samoa Joe gets a chance to kind of go out on his terms. He's a little bit older, but I think he's still got a lot of gas left in the tank. So, but best of luck to everybody that was released. We're sorry to see you go, but we're excited for what the future holds. Because a lot of times, as we learned from last year when they did this spring cleaning, one door closes, another door opens. Look at the Good Brothers, got signed to Impact, had a great Impact tag run. Now they're doing the affiliation with the Forbidden Door and AEW and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's just one example. But I'm excited to see what the future holds for sure, 100%. One of the other major things we're going to talk about is, The Fiend. The Fiend, Alexa Bliss, Randy Orton, everything that went down from WrestleMania leading into the okay. Well, we know where the MiniHost stands, leading into the promo on Monday night. So Alexa Bliss, as we all know, she kind of distracted the Fiend on WrestleMania. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, sorry. She distracted the Fiend, black blood dripping down her face, and the Fiend lost to Randy Orton.
Yes.
The next night on Raw, she cut a very, again, head-scratching promo saying that when the Fiend left, she learned or how to control the power that was given to her and learn how to do things on her own.
And then she brought this creepy doll with her named Lily.
And Lily obviously represents someone. We just don't know who Lily represents. There are whispers that it's Nikki Cross, but Lily could be a new signing that we're unaware of. Or Lily could just be a fixture of the imagination, much like Sister Abigail was. Because, I mean, a lot of people speculate that Alexa Bliss was Sister Abigail, but it was never confirmed, or at least not in the storyline. But the storyline has got a lot of holes in it. Every time we seem to find something about Bray Wyatt, when we seem to get some answers, it trickles away again. And it's like raindrops. We only get the answers for a little bit, and then it opens a whole nother ball of wax. So I'm excited to see where it goes. We're both fans of the Fiend and Alexa Bliss storyline. It's confusing, but it's WWE. It's still one of the most creative things they've done, in our opinion, in a long time. So I'm excited to see where it goes. So that's 4. And now the big number 5. The big number 5. Drew McIntyre. Unfortunately, did not regain his title at WrestleMania. Lost to Bobby Lashley. Still kept kayfabe going, though, because he didn't tap out. He just passed out. A lot of people need to know that from the Hurt Lock. And Bobby Lashley is now on his title reign. And Drew McIntyre. What's next for Scottish Warrior? What do you see in the future for Drew McIntyre? Are they going to maybe move him to SmackDown? Is he going to basically maybe have some rivalry stuff to get settled and then work his way back into a title picture? What are your thoughts?
I think he's gonna get into another rivalry, and then maybe build back up to Bobby Lashley to get his title back.
Mm-hmm. So you think he's going to go after Bobby Lashley? You don't see him maybe possibly going after Roman Reigns if they can work that storyline in somehow? Because sometimes they do that mid-season draft.
Yeah.
Maybe Drew gets drafted to SmackDown. We could see him and Roman go at it. I would like to see that. I think that would be an intriguing match. Of course, it would be Roman's fire promos. With Paul Heyman going at Drew McIntyre and his lackluster promos. Drew McIntyre is great, but his mic skills definitely need a lot more work. And as I've discussed recently on my show, Straight Talk Wrestling, we've talked a lot about promos and how they could change the outcome of a match in the favor of the fan. If the promo skills don't work, sometimes the fans are indifferent. If the promo skills build a match, that could be a match the fans were excited for, and all of a sudden great promos change that landscape and make fans more excited for that match. So that's our top 5 from this week from WrestleMania 37. If you like it, please subscribe to Off the Mat Wrestling, and shameless plug, while I'm here, subscribe to Straight Talk Wrestling because you can see all of our content. The MiniHost does great interviews. I do great interviews, but this exclusively, you will only ever see the top 5 on Off the Mat Wrestling's YouTube page. As always, I am your host, your boy, George Mackay.
And the MiniHost.
Thank you for episode 1. We look forward to seeing what we do for you guys next week in episode number 2. Peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.
It's not safe before you cross me, look both ways. Leaving the scene with no trace, none in my league. You out of place, I'm not at the top, I'm outer space. Can't eat with us, we're out of place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, it's not safe.